Buenos días, señores. Gracias por estar con nosotros. Hoy se encuentra desde China, literalmente, el amigo Darren Orth. Darren es el director técnico, el CTO de Rotel. Lleva haciéndolo por un sinnúmero de años. Se encuentra desde China. Dato interesante de Darren. Darren es piloto. Tendremos un poco de trivia acerca de todos nuestros participantes hoy. Así que le paso el batón a Darren. Darren, you're on. I have already said that you're a pilot, that you've been with Rotel for a number of years, and that it's going to be a fun session. So please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Ariel, and really thank you very much for the opportunity. A pleasure to be here and to join this morning, and always enjoy spending time with the Polaris teams, with the Latin America, South America markets, and appreciate all of the support. So I'm actually at the China factory. It's 9:30 p.m. and I'm wide awake. Had a couple coffees. I'm ready to go. So a lot to cover, a lot to talk about, and I'll burn through this really quickly, but I'll make sure that we get the presentation out to everyone. We've had a lot of fun in the last year for Rotel, developing engineering and launching new models. 3 new models that we just launched in addition for the 14 series, and I want to talk about these and just share some of the key points. But to really be fair, to start this, we launched the A11 Tribute, CD11 Tribute models about 3 years ago. These were models that we developed with Mr. Ken Ishiwata, truly one of the legends in the audio business, not just a legend for his technical ability and his skill and being able to look at a capacitor or a resistor and almost know exactly what kind of sound that would make, but really for his passion, his love of music, his embrace of art, all things art. Working with Ken was a real opportunity for Rotel. We learned a lot, not just the parts, but his methods and really the way he approached sound and music in general. So when we launched the Tribute series shortly after Ken passed, it was launched as a celebration of his life and as an accomplishments that he had created in the music business. So the Tribute models were fantastic for us. It allowed us to be really part of the last project and the legacy of Ken Ishiwata, truly as a master. And we were excited to continue those models and really continue investing and building on those. So we just announced and launched the A11 Mark II, the next generation of products that we developed with Ken Ishiwata. This is classic Rotel, class AB, big solid toroidal transformer, AB power. It's all about Rotel. This goes back to some of our heritage and our roots about the way Rotel had engineered and manufactured products with inputs and the design and the power stage. But a step up and features that we added to the Mark II from the Tributes, we've now added digital inputs. So in addition to the phono input, the analog inputs and Bluetooth, there's a coax and an optical input, really making the A11 a complete resource integrated amplifier, slim size, remote control included product that really builds on that legacy. And it was an exciting product to really step up the performance and allow this product to have all of the classic Rotel, all of the ingenuity and designs from Ken, and additional tuning and refocusing on the acoustics and the performance with the new digital inputs. So as the A11, as a way we have this position, great product, really well positioned to be the entry-level product with digital inputs, but really the ultra, really high performance that speaks to Rotel as a brand. And a couple of keys is really about simplicity and about efficiency, both in the 60mm chassis, so we made it very slim. We've added a motorized remote control, so it's got really easy access and control, but still those bass, the balance, and the treble functions that really can allow you to get up close and personal, hands-on, to dial in or tune and adjust the sound. Great product, beautiful product, very fitting for Rotel, and a nice step beyond and then adding to what Ken Ishiwata had helped us design. This photo really sums up the A11. It's about ease, it's about opportunity, and something that's not complicated, but high performance. So A11 Mark II, great product. We also updated and re-engineered our step-in entry product, the A10, to the A10 Mark II. This is even more classic Rotel. Again, Class AB, Rotel transformer, Rotel power amplifier, moving magnet phono input. So that we've got vinyl, we've got analog inputs, purely analog product, now with a remote control, same motorized volume remote control. And we brought the power from 40 watts to 50 watts. So a nice step up in power for the A10 Mark II to give it just that extra drive to really be able to lift and elevate the listening experience. So when I look at all the products in the Rotel catalog, this gets me really excited because it's such a Rotel piece and it's such a heritage piece all the way back to the earliest days, going back 60 years, pure analog, pure Rotel with the convenience of a remote control to select the source and the inputs. So
these units are available now, or they will be released?
They are shipping now. They are available now. So these are all in the market. Good thing. Everything in the presentation is a today thing. So a big opportunity. But you look at the inside, and you can look at the inside shot of a Rotel product 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. It's all Rotel. Everything in here just screams the brand, screams that heritage about the way the business started based on performance and about value and build quality with simple, what I call simple elegance, intuitive, easy, no setup screens, no nothing that the user needs to do. It's out of the box, on the table, plug it in, and you're listening to music. Fantastic fun. So we love this. We love the way it fits in any environment. We love the slim size and the slim design. And we just like the way that it just speaks and fits and really elevates the brand at the entry level. And as an entry level product, without the entry level performance, we lifted the bar again on the step in A11. And this is a $599 retail US dollars. The A11 MKII is $799. So we maintained the pricing of the A11 Mark II and the A10 Mark II from the previous generation. Similar with the CD11. CD11 was the CD11 Tribute. Again, this was a product that we love CD players. We've been building CD players for 30 years. We built dozens and dozens and dozens, and each model, each generation gets better and better. We like and just appreciate the fact that there's so much out there in CDs. I love vinyl, but I'm a little lazy and I love CDs. Easy to take out a CD and listen. So the CD11 with a very smooth CD tray, upgrades to the DAC circuits, upgrades to the power supply, giving it just that little more of an edge in terms of performance is fantastic. And what I love about the CD11 is it has the internal DAC, premium DAC, high performance, high fidelity, but also a coax output. This is a great product that can be used as a CD transport connected to any downstream system. So if it's a CD player that just needs to be a transport, the CD11 fits that perfectly. Nice build quality, the assembly, the mechanisms, the steel chassis, the extruded front panel of aluminum with the hairline brushed finished really makes the CD11 Mark II just that much better as the entry-level CD player for Rotel.
Just for clarification purposes for our subscribers, when you call a CD player a transport, what are you referring to?
So two functions of a CD. Great question. With a DAC in a CD, it will take the digital audio from the CD disc, run that through the digital to analog decoder and output analog audio. That can then be connected to any RCA
source.
analog input.
Correct.
With the transport, it's a slightly different function where you really are just using the unit to read the digital audio off the disk and send that digital audio out of the unit through a coax or an optical connection. So that digital data then can go into an integrated amplifier or a preamplifier and use the DAC in that downstream equipment to actually do the digital to analog conversion.
Yeah, so beautiful. You're giving the user the opportunity to select their entire signal path. Excellent.
Very simple, easy to use. Both is great. So if it's a DAC in an integrated or a preamp, and that's the DAC you want to use, the CD is really just that. It's just lifting the digital data, sending it right out of the digital output to whatever system is downstream in the hi-fi. Elegant, simple, matched. All of these in silver and in black color. They work perfectly well as a set. They match up beautifully together. They really just scream Rotel build quality, again, from the solid aluminum extruded front panels. The buttons, the knobs are all the highest quality, and the CD mechanism is very silent. It's very strong. It's a great mechanism that really allows us to have the history that we've had with CD players at success. So again, back to the picture, simple. We love simple. There's a lot of opportunity for bigger systems, but the step in, the entry level, a system that has this simplicity and the ease of use is really 14 series, and these 3 Mark II models really hit that spot perfectly. So these just launched. We're just about 3 weeks since launch. We have a full set of information available, great images, press release, social media templates, all of the products, the brochures, everything has been put onto a launch kit on our marketing hub. And I would encourage to use this because it is a great resource. It just includes everything about the product, the images, everything for social media. It's been really well done. The Rotel marketing team has worked very hard.
You know, before you continue, I have an A14 MK2 sitting on my desk, powering a couple of Sonos Faber Lumina product, and it is spectacular. That the Rotel unit is incredible. It works really, really well for us.
Thank you. The key, and it's always been the transformer. The transformers having the power supplies having the ability of moving that power, and the efficiency of driving speakers that are way bigger than they should be based on the paper specs. And that's what we love. We love power, but we love control, and we love detail, and we love being able to bring all of that together in a product. So as I talk about integrated amplifiers, just jumping to streaming solutions, Rotel has for a long while looked at streaming. We haven't had a product with streaming built in until the S14. This was really our first venture into full streaming capability in a Rotel integrated product. And this product, the Key, is exactly as you're talking, Ariel, an A14 engine. So taking an A14 integrated amplifier and adding streaming to that. Not a streamer, an integrated amplifier that adds streaming, and having the ability to do all of the streaming services popular and all of the, I would say, corner case. But whatever streaming service, really, AirPlay 2, Spotify Connect, Tidal Connect, those 3 cover by far the vast majority of users. But Qobuz user, internet radio, room ready, streaming directly, cast, UPnP, playing music from a USB flash drive. This product really can do it all. It's the top premium integrated amplifier in the Rotel 14 series suite of products. I don't like to call it a streamer because it really is that integrated engine. It really has that high performance Rotel drive adding streaming. So from the A10, looking at the models, stepping up to the A11, the A12, the A14, and the top line of S14. Each model adding more capability, more features, and more functions all the way through the lineup of integrated amplifiers.
Do you have any plans of potentially coming out with a non-integrated amplifying streamer?
We do. And if we did that, it would be on this side of the sheet.
Correct, correct.
Purely as just as a streamer, right? Back to the CD player, analog or possibly digital output to allow it to be connected to any audio system for sure.
Excellent.
Definitely on our plan and our roadmap. But we love the category, and I'm so thrilled to have 5 products in the integrated amplifier series, from the analog only A10 all the way up to the premium S14 with full streaming capability built in. Each of these products adding additional value, features, and function. So 14 series, we're thrilled. We're so happy to have these. We're really happy now to have Mark IIs across the entire line, everything in the product, the integrateds, the upgrades, the improvements, the innovations. The team has worked really hard to bring these products to the market. Similar, so stepping up from 14 series now to 15 series. We've got physically more space, bigger chassis, bigger budgets, higher performance. So driving higher power and higher performance, whether it's this RCD 1572, which now has balanced outputs, so it's fully differential XLR connectors, the preamplifiers, so that they can be matched to any size of amplifier from 120 up to 350 watts, and 2 fantastic good integrated amplifiers, which really are the perfect marriage of a preamp and an amplifier put into the same chassis, 1572 and 1592. So it's exciting to see, right? More budget, of course, more higher performance parts, more expensive DACs, more expensive power supplies, bigger, better performance, 14 series to the 15 series. All of these, again, black and silver colors.
We have an RA 1592 MK2 here in the office, and that's driving a couple of Sonos Faber Olympica 3, I believe, and it's spectacular as well.
That's fantastic. Fantastic. Again, big power, right? Driving way bigger than what it should be on the paper specs. And if I were guessing, I would think that there might be a streaming product show up on this sheet, maybe sometime at the end of the year as well. We love adding streaming to integrate it. So I can't say too much, but there's definitely a hole somewhere on this sheet to put a streaming high performance integrated amplifier with even more power than the S14.
Yeah, it will probably be called the S15 something. I'm just going to guess that, but that's just an intuition.
That's great. Good guess. Good guess. Oh, it's great. So we're thrilled. Also, right, at Rotel, really, we love amplifiers. Of course, we love all of our products, but we love amplifiers. We love that deep power. We love building big, heavy, robust, masculine amplifiers to really drive performance. So from the 5-channel home theater 1585, 1555, we have 4-channel, we have 6-channel, we have 8-channel. So everything really to drive Dolby Atmos overhead 4 speakers or multi-zone hi-fi audio systems, not multi-room sound. I don't like to say multi-room sound, sending sound to rooms. We build multi-room, high-performance hi-fi audio systems, meaning even the distribution amps, the C8 and the C8 Plus, are all Rotel. Classic Class AB, big transformer, linear power supplies to really be able to bring that high performance sound quality into multiple zones or multiple rooms or in a home theater space. Two of the products on the right side of this sheet are grayed out. Those are end of life products. So we are winding down those products, and we will be investing and continuing in the home theater path with very exciting products to come that we'll talk about. Let's talk about that next time. But it's definitely a category where we want to be. We've been very successful, and we love multi-channel home theater systems as well. So we'll come back and talk about this, but it's an exciting category. So home theater, a big category. Multi-room hi-fi audio, also a big category that we love. So let me jump a little and talk about Michi Series 2.
Okay, hold on. I'm probably gonna pass out, but go ahead.
This has been fantastic. Michi for us started back in the 1990s. It was an engineering effort in Tokyo, Japan. The engineers there, I don't know if they were up late at night or maybe it was an idea, but they decided they were going to do something different than Rotel. They engineered the original Michi series and launched it only in Japan. It was just for the Japanese market. Much higher performance and even higher price than Rotel at the time. And the industrial design was very different from Rotel. Redwood side panels, matte black, like gunmetal gray front panels, square buttons. It was very unique and very different, but it was so high performance that it went from Japan instantly global. That original Michi series did very well, but it really sold well. That was great. But what it did is it gave Rotel a whole new engineering platform. It lifted, elevated the entire brand. Everything from Michi eventually made its way into Rotel products, lifting the performance of Rotel. We did exactly the same thing 4 years ago when we engineered the new platform for Rotel and launched the original Michi series. Michi Series 1990, Michi Series 2019, 2018 through the 2020. Launching those products did the same. New platform, much higher performance. The industrial design was very different from Rotel, but the idea was to elevate the expectation of audio performance. It was a requirement to not just make something better, but to make something amazing. And that's where they spent the engineering 3 years of R&D building Michi as a technology that we then built into the Michi products. Beautiful, elegant, just a very different experience from Rotel. But the engineers were never done. They are never satisfied. There's always something better. No matter how good, they always know they can do better. So they immediately launched the P5 and the 2 amplifiers, launched the 2 integrated amplifiers, and went right back to say, what can we do better? We just announced this year Michi Series 2, P5 preamplifier, X3 integrated amplifier, and X5 integrated amplifier. A complete overhaul of the digital, the power supply, and the analog sections. So when I talk about changes, 129 critical component changes in the P5, 129 parts. This includes 2 brand new DACs. These are Sabre 8-channel DACs, 8 channels each times 2. So put that in perspective. I can take a 16-channel AVR. The P5 has the same number of DAC channels as a 16-channel AVR. That's a 9.1.6 system. It's ridiculous the amount of DAC technology that we leveraged for the P5S2. But these DACs have a very special mode where we can configure each DAC to be a mono DAC, meaning it's going to take the left audio signal and use all 8 DACs simultaneously to process that digital signal into an analog signal. And the same thing on the right channel. So each left and right has a dedicated DAC 8 DACs sampling, changing, converting that signal. And what it does is it allows the DACs at the end of that process to create an analog signal that has a much, much lower noise floor. It reduces the distortion to almost zero. It brings the music so much closer to you. And the way I can explain this the best is if you're sitting in a venue and you have some live performance in front of you, this new P5S2 erases all of the space between you in the listening position in a live club and the music, the artist, the singer. That space, that perception of anything in front of you is gone. It's that surreal. It has exceptional detail, great soundstage, ultra fast timing, but it's so ultra quiet that it just puts you in the spot immediately with nothing between you and what's actually being played.
I can tell you that we had for a little while a P5 and an S5 of the previous series, the Series 1. And it was such a deep and emotional experience to hear these units then. I can't imagine what it's going to be like now. So congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. It's surreal. It really is. We love the original Michi P5 with the amount of detail and the finesse and the precision. This just takes it to a whole nother level. Still, the engineering, the design, the way they physically isolate the circuits, spacing them out to ensure that the noise, any distortion is physically separated. And you can see the way the circuits are very symmetrical. They're isolated. Even the DACs have exactly parallel, those two dual DACs, exactly the same components. The configuration is phenomenal, and keeping it away from anything that's going to be interference, it keeps it separated and isolated. Great product, an amazing experience, and it's just beautiful. So we're absolutely thrilled. The changes, the investments, really paid back very quickly when we started auditioning and listening. And I can tell you, we didn't select the ESS DAC first. We auditioned 4 different DACs from 3 different manufacturers. We chose the ESS DAC. It was an intentional, conscious, build it, listen, measure. The next DAC, build it, listen, measure. We auditioned them each. We checked the performance of each, and the ESS DAC was by far, in the configuration the engineers used, was fantastic. An easy first choice for us. So we used a common architecture design with the X5, same exact DAC, but this DAC also has the ability to configure for 2 channels. So it will use 4 DACs, each for the left and right. So 1 DAC, and it uses 4 DACs, similar kind of ultra quiet performance. We see the same feeling of erasing that space and bringing everything closer with amazing drive, incredible energy. But this one, they made 99 component upgrades. And I'm asking my engineers, why is it 99? Why isn't it not 100? I said, 100. Why is it 99? And they were very insulted that I asked this question. They said because it took exactly 99 changes to get exactly the performance that we required. It wasn't a round number. It was precision, 99. If it was 99, it's 99. If it's 100, it's 100. It was 99. That's the level of attention. That's the detail that they really go into when they're doing this development and this work. Great product, ultra high power, an amazing integrated with a preamplifier packaged in the same box as an amplifier, not just pouring the parts into the box and filling it to make an integrated. It really was different engineers with different levels of specialty working together to take an amplifier in the same box with a preamplifier with an ultra high power supply to drive the output. So P5, fantastic product, amazing energy. And you look at it, it's just a beast. It is massive. 2 big toroidal transformers in those metal cans to ensure that they're shielded, that they're stable, that there's no electromagnetic waves, there's no noise. Big, massive capacitors that drive the amount of energy. And I think, why do you need capacitors if we have such big transformers? It's the equivalent of stepping on the gas. If you're in a traditional gas-powered car and you put the foot all the way to the floor, the car will slowly start to accelerate and bring up the speed. These capacitors, this power supply is an EV. And when you step on the gas in an electric vehicle, you have instant 100% of the available power to the wheels. That's what this power supply does. This is the EV of amplifiers. Instant power stored in those capacitors, available to drive all of the base, all of the energy, and all of the control that's required. So for me, I don't want a gasoline-powered amplifier. Thank you very much. I'll take the EV version, and that's what they've created. Really fun, great to listen, super fast. And as you look at these images, you can see we've put intentional. The Michi products are sitting high. The first one high into the clouds. This one intentionally sitting high in a studio where it's up on the top. It's that elevation, the elevation story in the images, the elevation story in the performance is all Michi, and Michi Series 2 even more. The last is the Michi X3 Series 2. Similar technology, exactly the same DAC design as the Michi X5, exactly the same DAC as in the P5, one DAC, stereo mode, 4 channels each, really bringing down the noise floor. 96 component upgrades, so a few less parts for the X3, but really about designing something that was even smaller, that just drives and has the energy and the capacity to drive rich, deep bass with so much finesse and so much detail and so much control that it's really the best of preamplifier and an amplifier in the same box. Same design. You can see the way the amplifiers are physically separated on the far, far left and the far, far right. The power supply transformer sitting as far forward as it can to keep any noise from leaking or spraying into any of those sensitive circuits. So physical isolation, the power supply with independent voltage feeds to all of those critical circuits, making sure that the DAC has an independent power supply separate from the high current, high power amplifier circuits, ensuring that we have enough power in that Rotel transformer to refill those EV capacitors and have the same kind of drive and instant current available when it's needed in the loudspeakers. The parts, the selection, the trialing, the testing, the measuring, the process that they use is, again, fantastic. Making sure that every component is the right value in the right location for the right function. So X3, X5, P5, the Series 2 models really are. I'm overselling it a little bit. They are fantastic. They are just so much fun. So I'm excited to have you get them and have them in the markets and audition and listen to them, because they really are exceptional models. So we've really had a great time. It's been amazing. Everything from an A10 Mark II 50 watts integrated amplifier, step in, the most basic analog pure Rotel product launched within a few short weeks, of an X5, the highest power, most massive integrated amplifier that we have ever built. Launching both of those products as bookends, knowing that all of the products in between have the same kinds of technologies, the same kind of innovations, and similar investments. It's been a real treat. We loved both of those products, and we love both of those categories.
Yeah, it's very exciting. You know, when we started with Rotel, I believe it was in the middle or the end of 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic. It's just been a treat for us. It's a great brand. The quality of the audio is it's incredible. So we're very happy with you guys.
Thanks. We're now 62-year-old Japanese family-owned audio business. And I can tell you in those 62 years, not every year has been super fun. And this is
Sure.
through so much, right? Most recently it's pandemics, or next it could be economies, and there's been currencies, and there's been part shortages, and there's been big shifts in technologies. But I can tell you this family has never wavered. They have never looked for shortcuts. They have never looked for a way out. They have been so consistent since the founder started the business. He has shared that now through 3 generations. And when parts started to get short in the pandemic, Rotel rushed to bring in parts. Never a question, any hesitation, knowing it was just another set of circumstances that we would come through stronger.
In Japan, how is Rotel positioned as a brand? Is it a strong brand within Japan, or is it mostly in the States or Europe? Where do you find Rotel to be the strongest?
It's interesting. Japan is very much hi-fi, very much two-channel for Rotel. They have that heritage. They really have the where were we 60 years ago, building AM FM tuners, building two-channel preamplifiers, integrated amplifiers, and that's the brand. They love it. So when they see things like a P5, or they're looking at a big X5 or even an A10, that stereo two-channel market for Japan does really, really well for us. That's our heritage. The rest of the world, the US is very innovative, of course, and loving new technologies. So whatever it is, it can be the latest Bluetooth. It's a latest streaming technology or a streaming format. Europe is a similar, right? They follow very closely trends, but Rotel has never jumped at fashion. We are not a fashion audio company. We are very methodical in what we do and what we add and where we spend money in the products to ensure that all of the money we put into the product is going to be for the performance of the product. So globally, the markets are very different, but the message from Rotel is consistent everywhere. It's value and it's performance. And that's what makes the business, I think, globally the most recognized and stable.
Will you be in attendance at CD 3 weeks from now or no?
I will. I will be wrecked, jet lagged, landing directly in Denver from Hong Kong.
So excellent. So we'll be there. A lot of the people that are going to be either on this live event or later watching it in the playlist that we'll publish this into. They'll be there too, so they can stop by and say hi to you.
That'd be great. That would be great. And I'm sorry I'm talking quickly, a lot to cover, and I get really excited, but there's really opportunity. We have a lot on display at CDN. So the power amps, some of the new products are also on display. So it'll be great happy to walk through those at the show.
Excellent.
So as you were talking, Ariel, what's the message from Rotel? These really are the brand messages. This is what really is Rotel. And it's what we do every day. Our factory with our staff, our technicians, our training, our quality control ensures that the manufacturing process of Rotel are like none other. We are not an OEM brand. We are not a brand that farms the assembly out. We are a home-built product where every member of the Rotel team has that same level of passion and desire and interest really to build quality products. Heritage, 62 years. We're not the oldest audio brand. but that family owned 100%, never transitioned, never banks, not resold, bought. The management has been so stable that that heritage of the brand has also never wavered. And really, the brand since day one has not, we don't want to be the most expensive. We don't want to drive to the bottom. We drive value and the performance for that value and ensuring the message of reliability. I get messages every week from customers with products that are 20, 30, some 40-year-old products asking for a capacitor or a resistor or a knob. Those products have been out there and they last and they've got such a reputation. And it makes me sad when I can't provide a mechanical knob for someone with a 30-plus-year-old product. We can't do it, but they love Rotel. They love the product. They love the brand, and they really just have that feeling of being connected to that. So it makes us very proud, and it makes us also very humble to be associated with Rotel as a brand, not just for the products, but who the brand is and really what it represents.
So we have a message here on the chat regarding your processors or AV processors. Is that something you're going to come back to at some point, or you're going to stay within the two-channel integrated amp fields?
We are absolutely coming back into the home theater category, both with receivers and surround processors.
Excellent.
So that's not going to be a 2023, but for sure, something that we are looking at as a 2024. So we're really excited about that.
Excellent. Excellent.
It's a great question. Now it's questions. What else?
I don't know. Any other surprises that you may have?
We have a large roadmap. I hinted a little about more products with streaming technology. Your question was great about streamer only, which we're also moving quickly down that path. So we can ensure we can add streaming at Rotel performance to any legacy products.
Correct. That's where that question came from.
That was great. Okay, that's great. Also, I can give you a small teaser that Michi is actually, it's a Japanese word. And Michi means a path or the way. So Michi for us is not a destination. Michi is absolutely a path. And we will continue to invest in Michi as both a technology, and I would get really excited about some of the Michi products that are on the bench in development for release early next year. We are continuing down Michi. That is a great surprise, and I'm lined up to be the first recipient of the new Michi products coming off because they're very exciting. So that is a big deal. These
Excellent.
are going to be fun, and really back into the home theater space. Of course, it's a lot of work. We've got 2Ks to 4Ks to 8Ks and multi-channels and lots of new decoding technologies that are part of that. So it's a big effort, but we're very much committed to be engaged in that space.
Yeah, that whole space of home theater processing has had so many changes in the last 3 years. Between companies buying each other and companies merging and companies going out of business. So it's certainly an interesting field for the next 2 years.
It is, and it's exciting, and also it's a little bit head banging at times. Yep. The tech moves very quickly, but to me, I love any technology that drives a conversation. What is it? How does it work? What can it do for me? Bring it, any of it, anytime. I love that. So let's have it, and we can agree and we can disagree. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk about. So that's exciting. We're thrilled about this, and we will be announcing at CEDIA 2 new additional home theater products. They're not the processor, but they're definitely in the home theater category. And these are also exciting. So those will be on display at CEDIA. We'll look forward to seeing you there.
So one last question, it's a personal one. Do you do any flying yourself in China, or everything is US?
Not in China, but in the US, it's been a bit busy, but I'll be back in the air as soon as I can, for sure, for sure. Yes, yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right, Darren, thank you very much for your time. We really appreciate you spending almost an hour with us this morning. We're looking forward to seeing you and Rotel at CEDIA, and I think the best is yet to come.
Thanks, Ariel. Really, I appreciate your team. Fantastic working with everyone, and Polaris has been amazing for us. Your technical skill, ability, and being able to quickly bring Rotel on board was a big help for us, and we're thrilled. We love it. We love working together. So
we're happy to do it, and we're going to do more things. You'll see.
Great. Thanks, everyone. Thank
See
you
you
very
soon.
much. All
Thanks,
right.
Darren.
Cheers. Yeah. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.